I'm going to try that one more time. See, I'm a call and response kind of girl. So I told the VIPers yesterday, you know, I'm the kind of girl that you can throw your shoe at me. Right? Because I'm not here for me. Who am I here for? Right. So I want to know I'm resonating with you. So, how y'all doing? Yes, that's what I'm talking about, right? See, I had gotten to a place in my business where I looked really, really successful. Y'all want to hear my story? Yes. You sure? Yes. So, I had 10 chapters in 10 states of my youth program, and it was growing. And I said 10 chapters in 10 states. That's good, right? I had a maxed out coaching client roster, meaning that I couldn't take another client. How many of y'all want a maxed out coaching client roster, right? 100%. And so I thought, well, if I write a book, then I could give my book to women and I won't have to, you know, I won't feel bad that I have to turn coaching clients down, right? Well, when I wrote my book, then people started calling me and asking me to speak, right, Tia? And so every weekend, I was either on a plane to go start another chapter of my youth program. So I had a nonprofit and a for-profit. Nonprofit was my youth program. For-profit was my program working with women, entrepreneurs like you in this room. And don't worry, man, I work with y'all too. So every weekend, I was on a plane somewhere, either working with another church. My youth program was a faith-based youth program, or speaking at a conference. And I had finally gotten to the place that I knew I was meant to be. Finally, 17 years in by then. This is 2010, by the way. However, I was only making $13,000 a year. I said 13, 1 3. That's less than the poverty line. Y'all know that, right? So you know I had 2 other jobs. So you know I had a daytime job to pay for my nighttime calling. How many in this room are there with me right now? Right. Only about 5 of y'all? All right, it's all good, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And so I got to tell you, I remember this like it was yesterday. It was the first Sunday of November. And I tell this story over and over, and every time I tell it, I say I need to look up the date. But it was the first Sunday of November in 2010. And I was sitting on my couch. I had just gotten home from another weekend of travel. And mind you guys, I was teaching at a university level, and my first class was 8 a.m. on Monday morning. And I was tired. I was done. I was ready to quit. And I could feel the tears streaming down my face. And at the same time I was ready to quit, I also felt in conflict because I knew this is what I was meant to do. But I couldn't do it like this anymore. I just couldn't take it. And my husband, being the way your man or your significant other can be, said, well, baby, you should quit. And I said, no, this is what I'm called to do. But I couldn't do it like this anymore, y'all. I couldn't. And so I said, Lord, if this is really what I'm meant to do, you need to do something. And that's how I talk to God. Real talk. If I wanted something different, I was going to have to do something different. I couldn't afford it, but I couldn't afford not to do it because I couldn't be here another year. And so, because of how radical I was, yeah, my husband thought I lost my mind. He didn't talk to me for a good couple months, but, you know, he talked to me now. Because I got in action, I went from 13,000 to make a really long story short to over 200,000 within 6 months. And how did I do that? You have to take radical action. So I'm going to teach you the 3 things. Y'all want to know about those 3 things? So let me just say this so I can manage all of our expectations. Now, I've been doing what I do for 23 years, so that means I have over 96 hours of content that I can teach you. And plus, you know, I got in trouble every day when I was little for talking too much. So I had no issue talking, right? Some of y'all got that joke. Some of y'all get it later. But in this time that I have with you today, I'm going to make sure you leave with at least one thing. Everybody say one thing. That will shift the trajectory of your business. Because here's the thing, and I said this to our VIPers yesterday, right? You're sitting in the seats that you're sitting in because there's something special in you. There's a gift in you. And there are a group of people that are waiting for you. Waiting for you because that thing that is in you is the very thing that they need, that they've been praying for and hoping for, and dare I say, looking for. And those of you that were on Power Week, you know what I'm about to say. Come on. Every day you don't stand in the power of that gift. You're what? That's right, you late for work. I appreciate y'all. So with that, here's the thing I want you to get. You have a gift, and that gift is meant for a certain group of people. So you've got to understand who needs you, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. Who needs you, right? As we talk about who is your ideal client. Part of my problem, I had 3 issues when I moved from $13,000 to actually making some money, right? Actually being able to pay my own bills instead of begging my husband, can I use American Express points this week to buy the plane ticket to go to GOP? The first one, and the hotel. And then by the second one, I was good, right? 3 issues. One was I had a gift in me, and I didn't know how to fully monetize it. I'll talk to you about that in the morning, those of you that come to my workshop in the morning. A little commercial for myself. The second thing, and this is what I'm going to talk to you about right now, is I thought I served every woman. I thought every woman was my client, and that ain't real. It just isn't. See, there's a certain group of people that resonate with you, and you've got to understand who that group is. So who is that for me? Women entrepreneurs. You've been in business for 5 years, and you're not making the money you know you can. Because more than likely you're a coach, and you're selling your time for dollars. And you know how Susie said that back of the head money? Right, she already doing like that, right? Y'all know I'm a church girl, so you can do all that. I told you you can throw your shoe at me. Just make sure you don't hit me when you throw it. Right? Y'all know I'm talking about trading time for dollars? Right? And so it's really understanding how you are the answer, how you package that into profitable products so you have multiple streams of income. See, most multimillionaires don't tell you the way that they build their millions is they have multiple streams of income. They don't rely on one way to serve people. But that's what I was doing. I was only coaching. That's it. And I wonder why I wasn't making no money. I heard how much I travel. So when I told you I had a 100% client roster, that was 5 people. Perspective. Right? That sounds good. 100% sound real good, don't it? 5 people. So when I began to really understand who my ideal client was, and I stopped speaking to every woman because a confused mind doesn't buy. And so when you're talking to everyone, no one hears what they need in you. Am I making sense? So there's a few things you need to know, right? First thing you've got to understand is what's the most important question? Is this what you guys see, what I see? Your client's why? Is that what's up there? Okay, good. So you got to know the most important question is this. Now, I have a picture of a doctor up there because a doctor has gone to medical school, he or she, dare I say, has gone to medical school, they've done residency, so they obviously are very versed in whatever is wrong with you, and that's why you set up your appointment, right? But you don't walk into a doctor's office and they don't just hand you a prescription, do they? Now, I don't know about you, but if I walked to the doctor's office and he or she didn't examine me, I sure wouldn't go fill that prescription, right? How you know what's wrong with me? You haven't asked me, of course, you haven't looked down my throat, you haven't asked me to cough. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all look like y'all sleepy. I'm coming down here with y'all. Y'all need to wake up, thank you, right? They haven't asked you anything, but they're going to give you a prescription. You don't know me. You don't know if I'm breathing or what. You don't know what medication I'm already on, right? So you've got to stop. Yes, you are an expert at what you're going to teach them, but really, your client is the expert. So first, you got to ask them. I don't know about you, but I don't know you. So if I walked up to you and say, hi, Deonna, let me tell you what you need. You'd be like, okay, first of all, Nicole, you don't know me. Okay? And you'd be talking to Vic, like this lady done lost her mind. Right? Am I wrong? Or am I the only one that would do that? Oh, so I'm the only heathen in the room? Right? I'm going to keep it real now. Right? Because, you know, I'll be talking about you all the way. Like, who she thinks she is? She don't know me, but that's what we do. That's what we do when we try to sell somebody a product or a service and we haven't asked. We haven't had any conversations with them. We haven't even drilled deep to fully understand it. Sure, you've been where your client is, so you're passionate about it, but guess what? You are no longer your ideal client. So I ain't struggling no more. And I work with entrepreneurs to really create that multiple streams of income for what you already know. So I've always, you know, my husband gets mad at me sometimes. My husband works in security, let me just say it that way. He works for a Fortune, probably 200 company. That was kind of a joke. Anyway, so I'll be places with him and it has nothing to do with what I do, but I'm still talking to people about their need. And I'm at dinner, my husband's the executive vice president, so I'm at dinner with his CEO, and the CEO loves to invite me to dinner because I love good wine, and he buys $800 bottles of wine, so I always go. Right? Right. You ain't never got to ask me twice, oh, let me just comb my hair. Because I work at home, and I talk on the phone, so I don't look like this usually. Y'all that saw me in the gym this morning, that's usually how I look at home, right? So to keep it all the way real, I'm sitting at the table, and I hear them talking about a client, so I start saying, so it sounds like that client, tell me what the major issue, the problem is with the client. So his boss started telling me. And I said, so did you ask them what was going on with them? I just felt, I heard a lot of things missing, so I kept asking questions. So his boss said, well, what do you do? I said, well, this is what I do. So guess what? I got a contract. And I wasn't there for that. I was there for that wine. Do you guys get what I'm saying to you? So this is what I want you to get. Let me see. Am I too far? Ooh. Okay, so your serve needs to touch two things, right? It needs to touch the symptom that your client has, and you touch it via your skill. So how you serve your client is through your skill and their symptom. Am I making sense? Yes, now, y'all can ask questions during, so if you have a question, raise your hand. I don't have a problem with that. I told y'all I'm calm response. And how you know that is go ask them. Never take it for granted. Anybody that ever works with me, first of all, I always ask you in the beginning, why did you say yes, and what do you want to learn? 1. 2, I ask, at the end, I do a survey with you. Because I always want to make sure I'm doing my job. I don't do this for me, just like you don't do what you do for you. If you do, then look in the mirror and hire yourself, and then you got a client. But it don't work like that. So may I tell you that you all are MDs in this room? So you're meant to make a difference and make some dollars. Just like that, doctor. So I want you from now on to do a thorough examination. So can I give y'all some homework? Y'all cool with that? So I want you to call 5 people. Now, if you don't have clients, it's all good. I want you to call your ideal client, people that would be your ideal client if you don't already have ideal clients. If you don't know who your ideal client is, I want you to think about what is the skill that I have? So let me just say this to you really quickly. Those of you that are really trying to find your purpose intersects with 2 things, your passion and your proficiency. So what do you love and what are you good at? If you can't figure that out, go ask some people that you've worked with. They'll tell you. I'm making sense? You have a question? Come to the mic. Wherever, is there a mic right there? I can't really see. Run. I love it. Or either mic. Is there a mic? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I can't see. The light is there.
Okay,
hi, tell me your name.
Hi, Monique.
Hi, Monique.
Right now I'm overwhelmed because I'm good at a lot. Mm-hmm. And that's not to be braggadocious, but I'm just one of those multi-talented persons.
Okay.
So I always hear from this group, you should be doing that. You should be doing that. You should do this. You should do that.
So what's the thing that resonates with you the most?
I like it all.
What's the thing that resonates with you the most? I didn't ask you if you liked it all. What's the thing that resonates with you the most? Let me tell you why, because I love shopping, right? Love it. Oh, and I tried to go switch my career into that, and then I realized I ain't good at it for nobody but me.
Okay, so I think the Lord just used you because my passion is shopping and personal styling for full-figure women. Mm-hmm. And it comes second nature, so I never look at it as...
I love that you said that. I love. Let me tell you why, because most of the time we discount our greatness. Right. See, we each have DNA in us. It's called distinct natural ability that is already there. It was planted in you when you were born. Right. And we discount it. I get it, because for 17 years I did the same thing. So that's it.
Okay.
That's it. And here's the thing. And I'm glad you asked this, Monique, and you can sit, because So understand when I'm coaching everybody. When people come to you for other things, you've got to start to turn it down. And instead of turning it down, now I'm going to give y'all a gift. You find a great partner that does that thing. You stop leaving money on the table. you put together an affiliate agreement and say, look, boo, look, Tia. I keep saying Tia because you're in the front of my girl. Tia right there, so I'm going to remember your name easy. Right, right. So listen, you say, look, Tia, when I refer people to you, I want 20%. You stop leaving money on the table. You don't have to do it all. Be a jack of all trades and a master of nothing. And again, you wonder why nobody's coming to you because, again, a confused mind doesn't do what? So if you have 20 things you do, nobody's going to, well, do I go to her for this or that or this other thing? They're confused. So Monique, stand true to who you are. And I said this yesterday. You know, I was walking around for 17 years thinking I was a Toyota Camry. Toyota Camry. Y'all know what a Toyota Camry is, right? I get excited. I start talking fast. So thank you for saying you got a what, right? Ponder nose, right? I was walking around thinking I was a Toyota Camry. See, a Toyota Camry goes on sale into every month. You know they running some sale. You see those commercials on TV. But really, I'm a Bentley. Right? And a Bentley, you'll never see a commercial or it going on sale, do you? I'm just saying. And why am I saying that now? Because I'm in a room of Bentleys. So stop discounting your brilliance. We all do it, Monique. We all do it. So you're not alone. Anybody else in here? So Monique knows she's not alone. We've been discounting our brilliance. So stand unapologetic in it. Do that one thing you're great at and answer the call to that person that needs you. And don't discount what it is because there are people that need you. Tell you a story real quick about this. So, you know, one of the wonderful people I was blessed to work with was it's funny, I'm in California, I'm from LA, but I live in Boston. I'd worked with the Speaker of the state of California. This was in 1998. Like, ooh, it's been a while. Right, then it reminds me how old I am, and I just haven't had a moment of pause. Anyway, 1998, the Speaker, those of you that are from California, do you guys remember Healthy Families? Yep. And Healthy Families First got established in the state of California, so the purpose of Healthy Families was low-cost, no-cost health insurance, right? It was for children who didn't, I'm telling a different story than what's up there, than my pictures. Anyway, I'm going to tell this story. I'll tell that one tomorrow morning. Just realize I have a different slide. That's a different program. Just shift. It's all good. This story's better, though. This story's better, so I'm going to tell this one. That was another time I did something with the state. So anyway, Speaker of the state of California developed Healthy Families. The purpose of Healthy Families, low-cost, no-cost health insurance. So, you know, for people that didn't make enough that they can afford health insurance, but they didn't qualify for Medi-Cal, which is for if you live below the poverty line, right? So that meant little Felicia, who had asthma. See, her mom couldn't afford her medicine, so she'd have to stay home from school most days. Or little Tommy, who couldn't see the blackboard. So he was not doing well in school because, you know, he needed some glasses, and his mom just couldn't afford it. You see what I'm saying? So they could pretty much pay $5 a month. It was on a sliding scale, $5 to like $17 a month and get health insurance, right? So you think it'd be doing well, right? Right? That sound like it'd be doing well? Nobody was signing up for it. Nobody. So the Speaker called a meeting, and I don't know how the heck I got invited to this meeting. Real talk, because I walked in there, it was all the who's who of the who's who of all the businesses and politicians of LA. And I thought, how did I get invited to this meeting? Maybe I got the wrong phone number. Maybe they thought they were calling another Nicole, but you know, I sat in a meeting. So the Speaker's Chief of Staff made this big presentation about Healthy Families. He talked about who the population was. He talked about where they worked and where they set up these booths. And those, how many people from LA in the room? Right? So they had set up booths at the Fox Hills Mall and Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza. These are shopping malls for those of you that don't know. And they had all these elaborate decorated booths, and they had hired staff to work the booths. And they had, she's shaking her head, right? You know about Healthy Families, you remember this? And the staff worked Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Y'all already see the problem? Mm-hmm. So the Speaker's Chief of Staff makes this big presentation. And so he then asked for questions, and nobody raised their hand, so y'all know I'm nervous, right? Because I'm tripping all these people in the room, so I raised my hand up really slow, hoping somebody else is going to ask a question, right? Then he calls on me, and I said, so let me ask you a question. If you're saying that the people you developed this program to serve are people that obviously work a job, right? And they don't qualify to pay for insurance, but they also don't qualify to get the free insurance, why would they be available to be in the mall in the middle of the day? So let me ask you another question. Why don't you meet them where they are? Why don't you go to the grocery store on the weekend, in the evenings? How about why don't you go to schools and after school and be there between 3 to 7 p.m.? Yeah. Some parents pick them kids up at 3, some do after school. Why don't you set up booths at the Department of Social Service offices? Because some of them still do have benefits. Why don't you meet them where they are? And I'm just speaking because here's the thing, you guys. I started thinking about who their client was. They were doing what they thought was great and fabulous, but they never stopped long enough to think about the client. Am I making sense? Yes. Just that small shift. 56% enrollment increase in 1 quarter. Another quick story. How many minutes I got left? You good. Oh, okay, good. Another quick story since I had that slide up. You guys remember Welfare to Work? Same year, I was on a roll, right? So I had worked First Stand Me, biggest African-American church at the time in LA, 18,000 members. Pastor Murray hired me to develop a family resource center. So you guys know me. I started going in, meeting with people in the community. And the biggest issue was welfare to work at the time. You guys remember welfare to work? Now, if I've been on welfare and I haven't had a job and now you're making me go to work, what do you think the biggest issue is? It don't take a rocket scientist to figure out that a mom that's going back to work who hasn't had to look for a child care needs child care. But guess what? If my baby is little, kindergarten is 5. So if it's before 5, I got to pay for child care. So where the money at? Hello. Tia just said, where the money at? My new girl right here, right? So literally, I happened to be in a meeting again. I kept getting these great opportunities, and you guys know I talk, so I'm always going to talk to people. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to talk to you. And I ended up sitting next to the director of the Employment Development Department for the state of California. Now, I don't know who this man is, but I'm talking to him. So he asked me what I thought about welfare to work. So I told him, I think there's a whole piece missing. So you guys know what I said. By Monday morning, which is the next day, I had a check for $500,000 to start a welfare to work program and to include child care. Why am I telling you these stories? Because 9 times out of 10, the reason your programs don't work is because you're not meeting your client where they are. You're going to tell them what they need or where they're supposed to be and all that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't fully understand them and stay in the trenches with them. That's why I love coming to conferences like this. And when y'all stop me in the hallway, you go, ooh, I don't mean to bother you. No, I'm going to ask you a question. Most of y'all know that stop me, I've asked you something. Because I want to know. And guess what I'm doing? I'm listening to your need. I'm listening to your need so that I develop anything I do with you in mind. Because I ain't here for me. I'm here for you. And fellas, I have male clients too, don't worry. I got you too. And why am I telling you all this? Because 9 times out of 10, your program can be so great. Your company could be so wonderful. But if you aren't listening to your client, if you don't listen to their heartbeat, heart to heart, belly to belly, eye to eye, soul to soul, if you're not there with them, your business will never be successful. And I'm not just talking about in programming, marketing. When you're a business owner and you speak your client's language, oh, they're going to buy, and this is why. Some of you guys came up to me yesterday, and dare I say, you said, oh my God, Nicole, you resonated with me. I'm speaking your language. How do I know? Because I talk to y'all. That's why I stop when you say something. I'm listening. Because I ain't here for me. Just like you ain't here for you. So if you get nothing else out of me, if you leave with nothing else, and I got more for you, don't worry. Today's only day 1. Understand that those of you that are saying, I'm thinking about what do I need next, this is what I teach you in 14K. I give you a little piece. This is what I teach you. And I'm, Carrie's in it and Jen's in it. And Jen's going to come up. My wonder twin is what I call Jen because we're on both ends, right? And Denise. And a few of you, and the only reason I'm saying this is a few of you asked me about 14K. It's end-to-end everything you need. And I'm telling you this now because I guarantee you the one thing you're sleeping on is fully doing that thorough examination of your client. That's the one thing that'll keep you from where you are to the exact reason you came to speaking right. So with that, I hope I gave y'all a little something. Got a question? Stand up. Got a question? Real quick. Mic runner. The gentleman right here. Hold on, let them get a mic so live stream can hear your question too. Live stream, I'll come back there to you and talk to you later if you have questions. Yes,
Maybe
sir.
I missed it. Hi, Daryl Swan.
Tell me your name.
Daryl Swan.
Oh, my husband's name is Daryl, so I like you already.
Oh, cool. Homework. Call 5 ideal clients.
I didn't finish, huh?
Oh, did you?
I
No,
didn't finish your homework yet, thank you.
No.
It figures it's a man named Daryl. That corrects me. And you know I'm kidding, Daryl. So, what I want you to do, thank you, I appreciate you. So call 5 people, either clients you've had or people you know are your ideal clients. Now, some of you guys are saying, how do I know they're my ideal clients? You know when you talk to people, it just feels good? That's because they're your ideal client. That's why it feels good. Because I call it a lighthouse effect. Y'all know what a lighthouse is, right? That light in you calls them to you. And it just feels good. And see, when you stand unapologetically in your gift, oh, your light shines even brighter. And those of you that say, I don't know how to do that, I got you. So call them and ask them, what is it about me? So you say it the way you say it. This is what I say, okay? I ask them, tell me when you called me, what were your 3 challenges and what were your 3 goals? Now you say it in your own language. This is the Nicole way, so if you want to be Nicole, you can ask it my way. But you want it to sound like you. But here's the thing. When people come to you, they come to you because they see that you can get them to their goal, that destination. Like I put it to you this way. When you guys bought your plane ticket, those of you that traveled here, you only looked for the ticket to San Diego. You didn't ask how many seats are on the plane. You didn't ask, is the pilot a man or a woman? How much gas is going to be on the plane? You didn't ask none of that. But see, when we start talking about how, nobody cares about how. They want to know what's in it for me. And that's where you're going to get them to. Like I did when I called JetBlue. I want to know I'm getting to San Diego. I don't care nothing about how much gas is on the plane. I don't care nothing about, thank you, Marcus. I don't care nothing about how many seats are on the plane. I just want to know I'm going to get a window seat and I'm going to get to San Diego, right? So that's what you want to know when you call your clients or people that could be your ideal client. And be honest with them. Those of you that haven't started a company, say, listen, I am working on building my business, and I just want to talk to you for a few minutes. Answer your question? Yay. And listen, when you guys find your information, I'd love to hear about it. So post it in Facebook and tag me. I want to know, because then it tells me I'm doing my job. So with that, y'all, I want to bring out an announcer bring it out, but I have to say this, my Wonder Twin. So you'll see why we Wonder Twins. Jennifer Kim, who is thebomb.com, and we're here. I want to make sure, let me say one other thing. Don't leave here without knowing what's next. There's a service center right out here. You set up appointments, and here's the thing. We're not here to sell you. We're not. I promise you that. Because some of you will not be a good fit to work with us, and that's okay. But there is something that can help you, whether it's us or somebody else. Don't leave here without knowing what that is so that you don't go home the same way you came here. You didn't spend money to go home the same, did you? I know I didn't the year I came, and trust me, let me tell y'all, I got up every time and bought everything. Because I wasn't going to go home the same. And I charge you with the same thing. So it's been my honor and my privilege, and I look forward to talking to some of you in the morning.